Look, let me say something you may have never considered. You're not a salesperson. I'm not a salesperson. We're marketers, not salespeople. And there's a tremendous difference between marketing and selling online. Selling is all about your product or service. It's all about the features and benefits, the price, the terms, and the guarantee. Selling is what you do when speaking with someone who's already convinced they want your type of product and they simply want to know what makes yours better than the others. But what about when you're dealing with the masses of prospects who haven't decided yet what they want, or who only know they have a problem, or who are looking at their different options, or who maybe only have a hint of dissatisfaction with their current situation and aren't even actively looking yet for a solution? Well, that's where marketing comes in. You see, marketing is all about the prospect. It's all about their needs, their wants, their desires, their fears, their struggles, and the results they are after. And as Peter Drucker said, the aim of marketing is to make selling superfluous, to make selling unnecessary. In other words, marketing, when done correctly, takes your prospect's desire and turns it into demand for your product or service before you ever even offer your product or service, before you sell anything. And when you add in the first core engineering piece of the E5 Camp method, like I'm going to show you in just a second, you not only create demand for your product, you create a demand that prospects see can only be met by your specific product and no others. You see how powerful that is, right? Now, the mistake that a lot of struggling marketers make is they create a message that attempts to build desirability around an entire product category instead of their specific product. Instead of offering a unique solution, they offer a commodity. For example, they create a sales message around the value of taking a particular nutrient to help with blood pressure. Let's say magnesium. And they get the prospect excited by the benefits of magnesium and what it can do for their health. But all they've really done is created demand for magnesium, the commodity. And in the process, they've introduced what I call a marketing Google slap trigger. This is where prospects hear about the solution being offered, press pause on the video, open Google, and do a quick search to find a cheaper, better, or different spot to order the commodity, the magnesium. Now, to avoid this happening to you, you need to have what's called a unique mechanism. It begins first by understanding how your product or service uniquely works to give your prospects results. And even if you feel there's nothing really special or different about your product or service, there's still a unique mechanism in there. Because every product or service can have one or more of the three types: an intrinsic mechanism, a shared mechanism, or a proprietary mechanism. Now just think about it like this. What is it about your product or service that's chiefly responsible for giving prospects the main product benefit? Is it a combination of nutrients in your vitamin supplement? A different type of massage method used in your bodywork practice? An unusual series of steps taught in your info product? A mathematical formula that powers your software? Maybe it's a family recipe used when baking your birthday cakes. Well, once you've given a unique name to how your product or service works, you now have a unique mechanism. Of course, there are some nuances to this, which I teach in the E5 Camp Masterclass, but at its core, it's as simple as that. Now, this is exactly what the folks behind the wildly successful P90X fitness program did, for example, to take their company from floundering to the tremendous success it is today. The early versions of their marketing didn't demonstrate a unique mechanism. So as they shared in a New York Times article, the early P90X infomercials bombed. In fact, the company wasted tons of cash trying 14 different versions of the infomercial before they really started to make money. Once they introduced the right unique mechanism, their sales took off. Take a look at this little clip showing their unique mechanism from one of their commercials.
If you've ever started a workout program, you've probably noticed you get results quickly at first, but then discover they stop coming. It's called the plateau effect. The P90X home fitness system disrupts that effect by using the advanced training science of muscle confusion.
Muscle confusion. That's the unique mechanism they came up with for P90X. And notice, they simply gave a name to the exercise method behind the program that produces the results. Now, in that same New York Times article I mentioned, they even said P90X is not that special. Yet take a listen to what Tony Horton, the man behind P90X, said about their unique mechanism.
And how to train using muscle confusion. You know, that was a term that we came up with because it describes exactly what this thing is. We've sold millions.
Now notice how Tony said that was the term we came up with and we sold millions. In fact, by 2015, their unique mechanism, muscle confusion, helped Beachbody, the company behind P90X, crack $1 billion in sales with over 23 million customers. That's the impact of having the right unique mechanism for your product or service. By now, you're starting to see the power in this approach. And armed with your unique mechanism, here is where the real magic happens with the E5CAM method. Because now, instead of trying to put together some sales pitch for your product or service, the E5CAM method allows you to present an education-based message about the unique mechanism and about why the unique mechanism is the perfect solution for your prospects right now. So you have a valuable message that enlightens your prospects to the value and benefit of the unique mechanism, which they see as a new and different way for them to finally experience the results they are after. And because you're not pitching a product, but instead simply sharing a new way for them to experience results, you give prospects a deep sense of excitement and hope that they can finally enjoy the outcome and benefits they're after. Because you're sharing something different, something they haven't been offered before. And because your E5 campaign delivers value to prospects through an education-based message, you build goodwill. So prospects are open and receptive to your marketing message and aren't guarded the way they are with a traditional sales message. And before you ever even offer your product or service, your prospects have already recognized the value and benefit of getting their hands on the unique mechanism. So prospects eagerly buy your product or service because you've educated them on how they can experience the results and benefits they want through a new mechanism which is only available from you and your product. And that's the core strategy behind the E5CAM method and why it's the single most effective way for turning prospects into new customer sales without the need for any hardcore selling.